Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Taneytown Comprehensive Planning Update Meeting. Would you please stand for the pledge of the flag? Let the minutes reflect the members that's here, and I imagine Harry might be a little late. Should have received the January 20th, 26 comp plan minutes. Is there any additions or corrections?
Were there any changes from what was emailed out? Because I didn't get a hard copy tonight. Everything's same? Okay. Yep, no questions or, thank you.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm good. I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Second.
Discussion, all those in favor of accepting the minutes of January 20th, 2026, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Carried. Thank you. Review next steps, schedule for approval process. Andrew or Emily, you want to start us out on that?
Yep. Yeah, I will hop on that. I'm going to try and share my screen. I'm on only on my laptop, so we'll see how this goes. Let's see. Window. Okay, I'm going to share the whole screen and hope it doesn't mess anything up. Okay, can you all see that okay?
Yep.
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, so I apologize. I forgot to send this document to you before this meeting, but I'll send it right after we're finished here so you all have it. I just want to go over this a little bit. So there's a lot going on in this schedule, so I'm going to try and make it as clear and straightforward as I can, but just stop me if you have any questions. So currently what we're aiming for is, if I'm understanding correctly, the final planning commission comments by our March 24th meeting. Is that right? Or did you want longer to go over the plan?
We were looking for 2 months.
Okay.
So that would be May, whatever.
April.
So the April?
April,
Okay.
April. April what? What's it? Anybody got the calendar? April? First? 21st. Give us 2 months in to view what we have in front of us so far.
Okay, perfect. All right, so for April then.
So will we?
So I was, sorry?
Sorry, ma'am. So at the March meeting, we'll discuss however far we got?
I thought we were going to skip March.
Okay, just curious.
That was my impression.
Either way.
That was my impression, unless the commission wants to meet in March, but I thought everybody wanted to have 2 months just to sit and sort
I
of.
need 2 months to get through it all, but that
Right.
doesn't mean I can't discuss half of it ahead of time.
Right.
But I'm okay with whatever.
What's the feelings of the rest of the members?
Would it benefit to
Come?
come, instead of putting everything in one meeting? Kind of like that idea what Dan was thinking of.
That's a lot to do for March. Maybe we should have the March meeting. Is there any reason why it wouldn't work for anyone?
It is any day for me right now.
Have the March
24th.
24th.
It's already on the schedule, I think.
If you do want to break it into segments, do you want to come to some agreement on which chapters you want to be prepared to discuss in March then?
Are the chapters in order now in what's presented tonight? I think I'd rather start at the beginning and go,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and instead of jumping around.
You want to just pick what you would consider a halfway point and just ask everybody to focus on that until March?
Yeah.
So
100 pages in.
so if we do somewhere around 100 pages, but don't split the, if you're in the middle of a chapter, finish that chapter.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Emily, you okay with that?
Yeah, that sounds great. Okay. Okay, so yep, so March we'll discuss up to page 100 or whatever chapter ends after that, directly after that. Okay. We also, Craig and I were talking about what is the best way to review the comments. And if this works for all of you, we thought maybe if you sent your comments to us maybe the week or so before, we could go through everything, make the changes for things that are minor, like spelling or grammar mistakes or just minor data corrections, things like that. And then we can also compile a list of the larger comments that we can discuss during that meeting. Alternately, we can do it the way we've done it before, where we just kind of go page by page. And everybody brings up the comments that they have for whatever we're currently discussing.
I kind of think maybe best way would be funneling through Andrew, our comments as we go.
Okay.
And at any given point, you submit those to Errol.
If commission members would like to email me comments, and then I can put them together in one email, copy and paste.
So we're reference page, then paragraph, then comment. Check.
Yeah, I think that would
Yeah.
work best.
Go through 100 pages in one night, page by page. Lengthy. Time we get to page 99, we're gonna be pushing it.
Well, I mean, if we all send our comments and you combine, and when you send them out, we all get a copy of what's sent, then we can all try to be prepared. If we can.
Probably the week before the 24th, make sure we have everything, so Errol will have it a week ahead of time.
Yeah, that would be great.
Best.
Same here. Okay,
Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, I also think it probably would be a good idea to potentially put out a couple of posts on your social media, on your website, and on your app, your Taneytown app, kind of letting people know that this process is winding down. So if they have any comments that they want to come bring to us, the next few meetings are kind of their last chance to do that. Just so people kind of are aware of it shutting down. Okay, so looking at this table that I have here, it's in order, but some things kind of are going to be happening at the same time. So the first step in the adoption process is submitting the municipal growth element to the county. So they just want to see that before they go over the entire plan. That has a 30-day review period, so we can submit that to them. Even if we haven't gotten to that point with your comments to go over that, we can still submit that to them and have them give that a review before our final meeting, the April meeting, so that we can have those comments all kind of line up, and then we're not waiting for their review as well. So once we submit that and have them review, we can review their comments and adjust those as needed, adjust the plan as needed. The next step after that is to submit the full draft. Once we have all the comments, we're all ready to go. Submit the full draft to the state and the county. Since there are no incorporated municipalities within 1 mile of Taneytown city limits, we don't have any communities that we need to send it out to around here. There also are no state requirements to send the draft plan to the school district, but I'm not sure if the county might require it if they aren't working directly with the school district during their review. So I don't know if Tiffany is there tonight. Maybe she can weigh in on that.
She is not, but Emily, Tiffany did get in touch with me today about the municipal growth element and having the county be able to review that.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I will follow up with her both about that municipal growth element and about the school district, whether or not they wanted us to send the plan for them to review as well.
Do we have
Sounds
any-
good?
Emily, do we have any projected dates on it, on those, on like item number 1 and number 2? Any projected dates when we want to?
We do, and I can adjust, I have some dates and I'll adjust them for the April meeting because the ones I had, I was basing off of a March meeting. But so I can go over that as well. Let me pull up my notes really quickly. So if we submit, let's see, the state has a review timeline of 60 days. So whatever is 60 days after when we submit it after the April meeting probably would be like May 1st or something around there, giving us a little time to make adjustments if we need. So it would be 60 days after that.
Okay,
And the county has a review period of 45 days, so that should be much quicker. Okay, so that was number 2. And then number 3, after this review period for the state and the county, the Planning Commission will hold a public hearing to review the comments. This could also be kind of that final call for public comments as well, just so people know, like, this is it. There does need to be an advertisement posted in the local newspaper about this hearing, and that the state doesn't have a timeline. They don't say how far in advance the advertisement has to be placed, but I don't know if the city might have requirements for public hearing notices.
7 to 14 days, something like that?
I know, I'll look into it.
Okay, perfect, yeah. Yeah, so whatever that time frame is, if we can kind of line up that advertisement with our meeting to review the comments from the state, and then that will work out well.
So the 60-day period begins after we notify the public, or?
The 60-day period is after we send the plan to the state to review.
Okay,
So that's their time frame. That's how long they have to review and give us comments back.
okay. So that's later on this year. That's not before midsummer then, probably.
Right, right. Yeah, and I'll go through my, like, the actual dates that I kind of had drafted and adjust those and send those out tomorrow so that everybody's on the same page with that. Let's see. So yeah, we can do that advertisement during while we're waiting for the reviews from the state. Let's see. And then any comments that require, like, we can look at what the state has sent Craig and I and Andrew, and take into account whatever ones maybe are minor little things that are just some corrections that maybe don't really need a discussion. We can just go ahead and change those and send a list of those to Andrew and discuss that with him. But then we can also take some comments, maybe some larger ones that might require some discussion by the Planning Commission, and those we can bring up at that public hearing. So that way we don't, spend a lot of time having to look through little comments, and we can just focus on the ones that are important. So after this hearing, there's kind of 2 different ways that the plan can go. So either the Planning Commission can recommend the plan to the City Council for adoption during that public hearing, or we can say, I think maybe we need a little bit more time to make some of these changes before we're comfortable recommending the plan. So in that event, the next meeting, whenever that would be, if it's the next month, or 2 months, or however long it takes us to really be comfortable, then the Planning Commission will make the recommendation to City Council. Once City Council has that recommendation, they have 90 days to act. They can hold a public meeting. Apparently the state doesn't require it. I don't know why they wouldn't have one. The county might require one, so I'm going to also check with Tiffany on that. So either at a public hearing or at one of their regular meetings, City Council, once they reviewed it after that, before that 90 days are up, they can do one of 4 things. So they can adopt the plan as is, They can improve the plan with some minor modifications. They can remand, basically saying that the planning commission, it's not close enough, they need to continue working on the plan, and maybe there's some major modifications, or they can disapprove the plan. If the city council requires modifications, we don't need to send it back to the state, which is good to know. But another thing I want to check with Tiffany is whether or not we need to resubmit to the county if there's major changes. But that's a bridge that we can cross if, in the event that there are major changes to the plan per city council. And then once the plan is adopted by city council, we send the finalized plan to Maryland Department of Planning and the county and the school district if they also end up being required to review it. And then that's pretty much it for the adoption process. So any other questions on that?
Not on the plan.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
We're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much the adoption process. It looks a little more complicated on here than it is. I think it's once we kind of get things moving, it'll flow pretty well, and I think we'll be pretty good. We've done a lot of review and a lot of revision, and I think it'll be in a pretty good state when we send it.
And you're gonna send that out to us, right? You'll email us your schedule?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I'll adjust the timeframes that I have so that there's actual dates applied to this. And those are a little flexible in some cases. You know, if we are feeling at any point like we need a little more time and we need to review something, then that's okay. And we can kind of push things back a little bit too.
The 90 days,
Mm-hmm.
do they usually take the whole 90 days, or is it required for them to hold it for 90 days?
So the 90 days is basically they have to take an action in that 90 days. And if they don't, correct me if I'm wrong, Andrew, the plan is automatically approved. So I don't know how long the city council will take to review it. Hopefully they do it much before that 90 days is up, but it really just depends on how long they take to review it and how long they take to kind of come to a decision about how they all feel about the plan.
That sounds like a reasonable thing. I'm not 100% sure though. I can look in the annotated code right now.
So once we go through that and it's in their hands, it's gonna be 90 days, they can. So once it's to that point, then it has to get on their schedule in one of those meetings, their regular monthly meetings.
So
So by that time, will be August or September.
Right.
You mean the monthly meeting of the mayor and council?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, they got.
Yeah, we have to get on their agenda when we. And within 90 days, or after 90 days, I don't know, it's either approved or not approved.
Right. Right.
Hope they're keeping up with what, talking about our city councils, keeping up with us as we go. So there's not a lot of changes. Now would be the time to hear them instead of after it's. Okay,
Well, it'd probably be good to give this schedule to the council so they know it's coming. In their spare
Yes.
time.
Right. So they have a kind of tentative idea of when it may come across their table.
Yeah. Got a quick question.
go ahead.
Yep. Hey, Emily, on the hard copy that we have, I see there's some comments that are, yeah, I guess it indicates that there was a comment that I'm sure you could see on the electronic version. I didn't see, I just looked at it on my phone and I couldn't see the comments. Andrew, do you know if we can see the comments online?
Well, the comments are in there. They're on a separate page.
Oh, they're on a separate page in here? Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out a way to
Oh, I
get the
see.
event to
Yep.
show on the same page.
Yep.
I tried a few different things and it just wasn't working for whatever reason. So unfortunately, they have to be on the following page. But hopefully that's not
Yep.
too much of a hassle while you're reviewing.
Yep, that's perfect, no problem. Thank
I
you.
guess it gives you good space to write some notes too on the
Yeah.
comments if you have any.
Yep, that's perfect.
So, okay. Okay, let me stop sharing. Any other comments or questions on the schedule?
I don't think so.
Okay, and you already went into the part of the final draft plan, right?
Sorry, that,
Questions or comments on the final draft?
oh, yeah, yeah, if anybody has any other, anything you want to bring up,
Not yet.
Okay,
not yet, okay.
so then we already talked about the next two meetings on the draft.
Right.
If I may, we did have one person get in contact with the city about removing their property from the growth area, and they would like to pursue the option for Ag Pres, and this would be at the corner of Francis Scott Key Highway, Maryland 194, and Fringer Road. And Dan, if I can, if you would let me, I can share my screen to show the Planning Commission where that property is.
As a point of reference, it's adjacent to the property that we talked about a couple months ago that's now a tree bank that we were taking out of the growth area. This is the next farm to that.
So it's on the
It's on the
upper side of the creek, right?
on the FSK highway side of the parcel that we already talked about removing.
It's basically a wetland, I believe, right? I mean, you
A
can't
lot of
build
it
there.
is.
Yeah.
A lot of it is, yes.
Back this way.
Well,
A little bit south. On south.
it's south of Fringer Road.
Yep.
Keep coming.
Keep on going.
Ooh,
There you
right,
go.
right there.
That farmer is probably on the left.
To the left. Keep going to the left.
Yep, it's right on the corner of Fringer and
Yep.
FSK Highway.
There we go.
Right there.
Triangle.
It comes all the way out to, well, but that farm comes out all the way, yeah, right, it
There
goes
you
all
go.
the way back.
You've
there,
got it.
yeah. Yep.
Part of that's in Ag Pres now, isn't it?
No, the property adjacent to it was put into a tree bank.
Tree bank, that's what it was, okay.
The next property up on Fringer Road.
But I thought you had to be a certain number of acres to,
There is a minimum acre size, but also if you're contiguous to another preserved property, they'll consider smaller
Nice.
pieces.
yep. Cool.
And that would be 3410 Fringer Road.
That's probably about 80 acres, I would imagine.
So what action do we need to take?
Does the commission want to remove that from the growth area?
Why wouldn't we want to? It's
Then-
wet area, so it can't be,
Next to the road there is a wet area.
does it benefit us in any way as far as water or anything like that, or?
If it's in Ag Pres, does that affect ever, like if you wanted to put the trail out to the other, from Taneytown out, would that affect it, or can you still do that in Ag Pres?
That is a factor. Certainly, the bike and pedestrian master plan does show that multi-purpose trail crossing that property.
I don't know which side of the
mean-
creek, was it gonna be on the roadside, or not determined yet?
Hadn't really been determined. So the idea was to roughly follow the Piney Creek.
Yeah.
But there are, I'd say, at least 3 properties that I think, actually maybe 4, that need to be, traversed with that. So, and we really haven't looked into the floodplain limits and how close to the creek, we could put a walking trail or a multipurpose trail. So, but that is something that, right, that is intended to go across that property.
So if it goes preservation, then we can put the trail in?
I don't know if AgPres would be exclusive of any kind of, recreational trail.
Part
I-
of nature, so it should be.
Well, I mean, you'd have to, you couldn't put a concrete sidewalk, I would assume.
No, but we could do the same thing we have at Bonner Park.
Yeah, is it, yeah, so is that okay for riding your bike on?
I don't know either.
So there may, not something that has to be decided tonight,
Right,
but, that is something that we should be considering. And if you would like staff to reach back out to them to inquire about that. There have been conversations, off and on for years with the owners of that property, but they've never gone very far. There were questions about, well, if you put it next to the stream, then you lose some tillable land on the street side of that. And how do you keep people from, straying off the path? Do you fence it in? So, a lot of those questions came up. And of course, we're just at that line on a map stage in the process. So we don't really have any solid plans yet. We just know that from point A to point B, we need to get across the property.
Might
That's
be a
about all we
good
know.
time to have that discussion.
yeah, I would think
Just
so.
to-
Yeah,
I mean, now that there's wants on
Right,
both
once-
sides,
Once they're out,
Right,
we have no
right.
bargaining chip or anything.
No, I mean, I think it would be a good time to discuss it.
absolutely.
Oh, you had a comment?
I was just wondering if it had anything to do with the bypass. Will it? Because it's gonna come out there somewhere close.
On that side.
Yeah, I'm
Springer
not,
Road, that'd be further out from the road, wouldn't it?
well, I don't know. I mean, if it hit Fringer Road, it would come out right there, but it would be beside it. I don't know how we ever get there.
I like that.
Won't be anyways.
All right.
I think it would be a good conversation to have with the homeowner if we could.
I was gonna say, how bad, if we force them to stay in the growth area, what does that restrict them to at that point? What are we telling them they can do with their land?
They just would not be able to pursue an agricultural preservation easement. Because if it's in the city's growth area, that means it's eventually envisioned to be annexed and become part of the city. And if it goes into ag preservation, we typically don't annex farms that are always going to be farms. There's no,
Yeah. Yeah, we wouldn't be doing that.
So it just gives them, taking them out of the growth area gives them options they don't have while they're in the growth area. But from a day-to-day perspective, nothing changes whether they're in or out. But it does have some impact on what, options they have to pursue with the property.
I was gonna say, I'm uneasy about somebody saying, I'd like to be out of the growth area, and we go, no. I'm real uneasy about telling somebody, no, you can't do that to your own property. You can't, so that's just me.
I agree with that, but I still think it's worth it, making sure they understand. We would like to put a trail through there one day, and we realize there's some things that we have to work out. And
Yeah.
What do they gain by being in
In the growth area?
no, not the growth area, but they don't want to be in the
In
growth
ag
area,
pres.
they want
wanna
to be
be
in the ag
land.
pres.
Yeah.
So what do they gain by being in it?
I think it'd be finances.
It's typically financial. I mean, it's, multiple things, if somebody wants to ensure that their farm is never developed, that's one benefit, if that's what the the property owner's intent is that they want to truly preserve it. Also, the easements are purchased, so there's, a financial benefit to the property owner. Depending upon the structure of the easement, the county does some with installment payments. MALF, I think, may do lump sums. That is the Maryland program. So, but generally, there's, the property owners are selling the easement. They're not giving up the future right to develop for no compensation.
Okay. Because somewhere along the line, a decision's got to be made one way or the other to respond back to the landowner.
I think that discussion has to be with them.
I think we should have. that
Just to let
discussion.
them know, the future potential,
And they could say no. I
So
mean,
will the city staff take care of that?
We'll follow up with them.
Okay?
they probably don't even realize it.
Not.
I think they are aware of it. There have
Okay.
been conversations, but not in the last year or two.
Okay. Good time to bring it up.
Okay. All right. Next steps.
Next steps would just be continuing the year review, getting ready for up to page 100 or thereabouts for our next meeting, and sending those comments in to Andrew about a week before that meeting, if you can.
Again, our next meeting is March the 24th.
Are you sure
I
about
think
that?
that's the wrong date.
Wrong date? Why is that a holiday?
My friend
No,
says it's-
technically, the 17th would be the holiday, which is when our date, which is when we should be having the meeting. Because it should line up with February, as in the third Tuesday or whatever.
No, because our planning commission is the 30th.
30th.
And we're the Tuesday before that, which is the 24th.
Are,
Yep, sure is.
Yep.
okay,
So
are we then,
there's-
do we then moved it to the 5th Monday at that point, or what?
March,
Well, it's
right?
the,
March.
We're always on the last, our meeting is on the last
Well, we got one April the 24th.
so the-
Yes.
So March 24th would be your, going by the schedule you've been keeping, which is the Tuesday before the regular planning commission meeting. The 24th is the correct date.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not the 4th
It's the last Monday,
Monday, it's the last Monday.
correct.
Okay, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but
You
okay.
probably have a meeting scheduled for that, but it's not ours.
No, I had planning commission on there because it lined up with how everything else went.
Yeah,
But
he was counting the fourth Monday, not the last Monday.
Okay.
So,
yeah, last Monday makes it so I get 2 in that week, so thanks. Because I got workshop on the 1st.
yep.
All right.
Oh, boy.
So is there anything
Yeah, so
else we
that's
need to
good.
discuss this evening?
I don't think so. Happy reading.
All right, I'll not hear anything. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Who seconded? Bill seconded. Further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Carried.
All right,
Thank you.
see you.
March what?
Great, thanks. Have a great night.
Thanks, Emily.
Okay.